Hello and welcome back to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. This is Sandi. And we have a grill here that was a gift, well, gifted to us when we got the house. And it had, lots of people had owned it. Originally my parents had it. I looked it up, and Brinkman Grills, they went bankrupt in 2015, so that's 9 years ago. And so I don't really know how old the grill is. So Joe and I have been talking about buying a new grill. But I decided I would first try to see if I could clean it up, make it work better, without buying the parts. Because by the time you start buying the parts to replace it, you might as well buy a new grill. And I don't want to do that. So, luckily, the superclean company had sent me their spray and their aerosol. Now, I have done a video several years ago when they had sent me some free products. Joe and I fell in love with it. And in fact, we use it all the time up in Wyoming. We just hadn't had any down here. And so they sent me the spray, which is great on ovens and different things. It's going to foam all up. It's going to sit there for a little while, and then you can just scrub it off or wipe it off. It's perfect. This one is also a degreaser, and you just spray it on. You know, you can have a stream or you can have just a spray. And I thought, could this super clean up that grill enough so that we wouldn't have to buy a new one? So I'm going to show you how it worked. So here's the old grill, and I have taken off the racks that you would put your meat on, but you can see how it's got lots of stuff through the years. I'm not sure it's ever been cleaned. So I took those top parts out. I put some cardboard underneath so that it would catch anything. And I've scrubbed from the sides, the tops, everything. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to get outside that grill. But I think it can do the trick. I'm hoping it can do the trick. So I'm going to pull out that cardboard. And this is all the stuff that was inside that grill. It is just shocking. Seriously. So this is the catcher for the grease. It's really rusted. I'm not sure I can save that, but I am going to spray the super clean in there. If I can't, I will just hook a tin can, a vegetable can underneath to catch any grease, but I'm going to see what I can do. And I'm just using a big fat brush to just get some more stuff out of there. There was little teeny pieces and some other parts I scraped again. I just want it to get as clean as possible before I spray the super clean in there, because you don't want particles. You want to be able to get that part off of there first. So I'm pretty happy with that scraping part. And now I'm going to use the super clean. And for the most part, inside, I'm just going to use that, just a spray. And here's all my parts. I put it on a table on some cardboard, and I'm going to try on those 4. I'm going to do the bottom 2 with the foam, the top 2 with the spray, and see if it makes a difference, if I think it works better one way or the other. I'm going to be about 6 to 8 inches away from it. I'm going to put a really thick spray on there. And I actually will probably let it set just a little bit and then spray it one more time, just so it gets really coated. And then the other one, I'm just going to use the spray. And, sorry, I had to turn it. It was on off. So, I'm going to spray it. I'll let it set for a little bit, and I'm going to spray it again. Because I really want it to get a good coating on there. Because we're probably looking at 20 years of grime. And though the top grill part has been scrubbed before, the inside has never been scrubbed before. You can see how it's starting to lift the grease out. That white foam is getting darker because it's pulling the grease out. And I'm going to use a scrubby. And I'm just going to see what I can get. If I have to do another coat on it, that's totally okay, because it has a lot of years of grime. You just have to realize that it needs some elbow grease to get that done. So let's spray it one more time. And the grill part, it's been sitting for a little bit, so I'm going to scrub that also. I wish I had a wire brush with me. We have lots of wire brushes up in Wyoming, but I could not find a wire brush in Joe's shed. And perhaps it is there, but he is not here at the moment. And so I'm just going to use my scrubby. And I'm going to do both sides, of course. But I'm just going to show you a little bit as we go. Now, after I scrubbed it all, I put cardboard out on the rocks. I've rinsed them all off, and they're just out there to dry. Now, I did find that some of the texture on stuff is probably more the paint and the heat over the years. So I'm going to do the top, and you can see how it's starting to take everything off. And I honestly probably used a whole roll of paper towels by the time I get done with this grill. But I wanted to just be able to toss it out, not have to rinse it. I didn't want any grease going down my drain, and so paper towels is what I used. And I'm scrubbing even on the outside. Now, we do a lot of smoking in this grill, and so all parts of it can get that smoky part on it, even this outside. And so we're just going to keep it working, and I think it will just be fabulous as we go along. Now, see how nice the outside looks? The inside looks nice. We're going to put it together, but you can really tell, even though the parts that stayed black, there's no texture on there. It's just become part of the metal, I guess. And maybe with the metal brush, I'll be able to get a little bit more off of there. But I'm going to take some soapy water now, and I'm going to rinse all that inside out, just so I can get rid of some residue. And though it will run down onto my patio, I'll show you what I'll do later with that. So I'm putting it together. I am going to turn the grill on, all 4 burners, and just let them heat up, burn off any residue that might be on there, because we're going to barbecue cheeseburgers tonight, and I don't want anything on there. So this is what was left on my patio when I used all that water to clean things out. And so I'm just spraying the super clean on there, and I'm just going to leave it for 2-3 minutes is all. You never want it to dry on a surface. So that's just something to remember. You just can't forget about it. You need to start to clean it while it's still wet. So I'm taking my scrubby, and I just first want to just pick stuff up off my concrete. I don't want any stains on my concrete. And you might be looking at it going, oh my gosh, she's going to have a problem. But let's do some little rinsing. Then I'm going to come back with paper towels. Now, this is just going to run onto gravel. There's no plants here, and so I don't have to worry about anything. If I was doing it by the grass, I would be much more careful. But I'm just taking paper towel, and see how it's just picking it all up. That super clean has just lifted that grease off. And I'm just going to rinse it another time or two, and there will be no residue of that grease on my patio, which is absolutely fabulous. Well, everybody, I was impressed. We had used it on our grills back home, and I really liked it. But this one is way older than our one back home, and it sits out, so it gets a lot of dust. And I just thought, I'm not sure, between dust, sand, grease, it's gonna be worth it. But I thought, okay, I'll take an hour, hour and a half, and I'll just see what I can do. Success. I use both products, and on different parts of it, one worked better than the other. So that was awesome. I have the grill going right now, so that I can burn anything off that I took fresh water and I rinsed everything off too after I was done. But the Super Clean company said I could give these 2 away also to somebody else, not the ones I used. So if you would like to win these 2, just put a comment below. Next Thursday, I'll take all the people that made a comment on the video, and I'll pick a winner. Then Super Clean will send you these 2 products to your address. You do have to live in the continental United States. That's one of their rules. That's always my rule. Shipping is just too much, and it is difficult. But this is Sandy at Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. I am in Arizona for the next few weeks, and we are back in Wyoming then. We're probably going to get snow up there. I can't tell you enough about this. I have loved this product for years, and I think you will too. Bye, everybody.